There's been enough time since both of these cases made the news for me to really think about them. Not just the facts of the cases, but what they mean for our future. I was startled when I realized just how related these two cases were and just how much our reaction to them should be similarly parallel. Let's face it, modern Israel has rarely gotten a fair shake when it comes to international organizations. What Mr. Khan did really shouldn't surprise anyone who's been following how Israel has been treated in the United Nations and the International Criminal Court. The process for obtaining arrest warrants at the ICC may seem strange to many Americans. A panel of judges will review the evidence and determine if it supports the issuance of the warrants. This is not that different from our grand jury system, except it's judges who will make the decision, not everyday citizens. In the U.S., when a grand jury finds sufficient evidence for a trial, they issue what's called a true bill, allowing the prosecutor to proceed with the trial, bypassing some preliminary hearings. But since the ICC has no power to actually enforce a warrant, though, I believe they are dependent on the nations who signed the Rome Statute to do so. Now, Mr. Khan is seeking these arrest warrants in reaction to both the Hamas attacks on Israel on October 7th of last year and Israel's reaction. This is rather like issuing arrest warrants to both the mugger for an attack and their victim for defending themselves. Well, this is not what Donald Trump was charged with. New York State did have a law when I lived there where they could charge the victim of a violent crime for defending themselves if they had the opportunity to retreat and did not do so, even in their own home. Donald Trump, on the other hand, was convicted of a misdemeanor whose statute of limitations had expired by claiming it was in furtherance of a federal election crime the U.S. Department of Justice refused to prosecute. While Mr. Khan's requests for arrest warrants have come less than a year after the initiating offense, the city of New York sat on their criminal investigation until an upcoming presidential election would be impacted by the trial. It's rather hard to look at either situation and not see a political agenda.